BBRC for kids.
In our last story, Joseph's elder brothers successfully sold him as a slave to Egypt.
The next big problem was figuring out what they would tell their father.
Let's tear his coat and dip it in the blood of goat. We'll show it to our father and tell him that a wild animal probably killed him.
They all accepted the plan and carried it out. When they got home, they showed their father Joseph's blood-soaked coat.
When Jacob saw it, he wept bitterly. Wild animals must have killed him. He wailed. Joseph, my dear son, is dead.
Meanwhile, in Potiphar's house, far away from home, Joseph remained the same hardworking and obedient boy.
Yes. He was honest and did his work without grumbling. Not long afterward, Potiphar noticed that Joseph was a good and responsible young man, and that God was with him.
Potiphar also observed that since Joseph's arrival, everything in his house had changed for the better.
This boy is managing my household well, even though he is a slave. Maybe I should put him in charge of running my house, Potiphar thought.
And so, he made Joseph his special servant and left him in charge of all household tasks.
A child with a dream works hard both at school and at home, even when parents or teachers are not present to monitor them.
There was no record of Joseph joining any group of bad boys.
Soon, trouble came knocking again. Potiphar's wife invited him to make love with her. But Joseph knew this was a sin, so he refused.
No, ma'am. This is a sin against God. I cannot allow it, said Joseph. She pleaded with him for several days, but he still refused.
One day, Joseph was alone in the house, busy with his work. Potiphar's wife quickly pounced on him, pulling at his coat. But Joseph left his coat with her and ran away instead of staying to do the wrong thing. What exactly was Potiphar's wife trying to do with Joseph?
She wanted to have sex with him. A child with a dream will not allow this.
A child with a dream does not allow anyone to have sex with him or her. If someone tried to do so, or have done so, you must tell your mother or father. If it is your mother or father, tell your church teacher or someone you trust who can help to stop it. Because it is a great sin before God.
However, if you agree and play along, you will be destroying yourself.
When Potiphar's wife saw that Joseph had ran out, she decided to lie and get him into trouble. You see that favorite servant of yours? He was forcing me to have sex with him today. She cried to her husband.
What a lie. Potiphar believed his wife's story. Furious, he shouted, Joseph, I trusted you. How could you do this to me? Then he had Joseph thrown into prison immediately.
A child with a dream will not accept sin as easy way out of difficulty. For example, cooperating with classmates to cheat during an examination might seem like an easy way to pass when you have not studied. But a child with a dream chooses the right part, no matter the cost.
Now, Joseph had been sent to prison. Will what God told him ever come to pass? Find out in our next story, titled A Prisoner in Charge.